In the last episode, you saw me get my car ready to go off to the vinyl shop. Got the bodywork all sorted out, got the aesthetics kind of dialed in where I like it. I test fitted a few things with new tire sizes. And in this episode, we're gonna see what the car looks like after the fact and kind of do a machine check. So we're gonna go through it and you can see what went into putting this car together. The things that I spent the money on, some things that I thought were more disposable, so that if I broke something, then I wouldn't feel as bad that I spent a ton of money on it, and then I can afford to go and replace it, even in a pinch. So yeah, let's get this started. I just got a call from the vinyl shop. They said the car is complete, which is awesome. I'm really excited to see it. I haven't seen it since I dropped it off. We're gonna go pick it up. I meet up with my friend Pat, but Pat has been kind enough to give a ride to the vinyl shop, so we're actually gonna pull in the next couple of seconds here. All right, we're here. So now I got to try and drive this mess home, or at least to the shop again. So we can get this camera all mounted up and let's see what happens. I have no traction. Oh my god. Come on, girl. All right, come on now. Oh my god. Probably take a wild guess as to what's under there. I'm sure you heard it in the little 2018 drift recap, but let's take a look under the hood and I'll go through it with you. So in terms of power, this car is actually super duper simple. Got a Texas speed cam in it. It's a 233 duration on the intake and a 239 duration on the exhaust. And it just runs pump gas. It did 380 at the rear wheel. As per the rules here, and in most sanctioning bodies, you gotta have a brake master cylinder heat shield. So we have that. Just a little custom piece that we made up, template, etc. Power steering cooler, I have a fucking big one on here. This car ate 3 steering pumps in under 18 hours, 3 factory style ones. Probably just the angle kit. This throws quite a bit of angle. So what we have here is an upgraded KRC unit. A little bit on the pricey side, but honestly, I've thrashed on this quite a bit since I put it in and it hasn't given me any trouble. Dorman 90mm intake manifold, not quite as good as the Fast. These are just new OEGM coil packs with a little bit of gold foil on it, MSD spark plug wires and fiberglass heat sleeves. I've got Blitz coilovers on the car, Blitz ZZR coilovers. I got a really good deal on them. And I think even right now they're super affordable. But that brings me back to what I was saying earlier. Like if I hurt one of these coilovers, if I hurt the whole set, somehow damage them, buying another set or buying a replacement cartridge is very affordable. And it'll happen relatively quickly because this is something that there's quite a bit of stock of. So I didn't want to get something too exotic, like let's say a custom set of stance coilovers or a custom set of field coilovers. Like I know that those are good units, but if I hurt this a week before an event where I need to go compete or something, I might not be able to get a replacement from Stance or from Field right away because those guys are busy serving other customers as well. Whereas these, I could probably just afford to buy a whole nother set of these and have them spec'd exactly the same, because these are just 8.6s out of the box. And then, set them up ride height, dampening wise, toss them on, and I'm good to go. We're gonna circle around to the inside of the car now. Not a whole lot going on. Sparco Evo 2 US, you can see it there. I have a Sparco Chrono that goes on the passenger side. The latch and link's not exactly the most elegant way to, strap into your car, but I like it because it's simple, really hard to break. And if you add, notice this little keyhole right there, that makes it so that you can add like a pull tab or something for the safety crew. You can put like a yellow stringer on it or whatever, to help identify like where the release is, and then they pull it and drag you out if they have to. So this is what it looks like if you're me driving the car. OMP 2-spoke steering wheel. I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but I found it online, used in really good shape. So I got that, and this is actually going to match up with my new seats. You can see here the Stack ST8100. Light that up. Pretty simple. You press those buttons up there, and then you're able to cycle through all the different menus. Let me see if I can clear this and cycle through it for you. It shows you where the red line is set. There you go. And this is the menu I like to keep open at all times so I can see my oil temp and oil pressure. This is the fuse box, pretty self-explanatory. It's all up here in your face if you need to access something quickly. And these are actually set up with LEDs in them so that if one pops, I'll be notified immediately. We have ignition, this would be fuel, this is fans, these are low beam, high beam, and then this is wipers at 1 speed, and then this would be starter. And then this is a GK Tech hydro e-brake. It's, a lot of people don't like it here. A lot of guys will put it on this side, but for my seating position and like my natural, I don't know where my arm falls in it, what feels natural to me, this is what I like, so. So back here in this is very simple. Can you see it? Not really. There's a firewall that I made. You can see the rivets and the tape. That's part of the requirements when you put a fuel system, or a fuel cell rather, in the back of one of these things. A little bit of detail there you guys might appreciate. Pretty straightforward. I cut the spare tire well out and added in this 8-gallon cell. This is a Summit fuel cell. Return and outputs are up here. In drifting, competitive drifting, or even grassroots stuff, I don't even think they allow that like drag style sump where those are actually on the bottom of the tank. The feed side for the pump, which I think is this guy. I actually have a Holley hydromat, and it goes like this in the tank. And if you don't know what the hydromat is, I'll explain it to you real quick. This isn't a plug. This is just a product that I use that I like. It's like a pre-filter for your fuel pump. Whatever the material is, the way that the thing is designed and like the way it's woven together, it acts like a fuel wicking sock. So you can run the tank down super low and it really won't sputter out until you're like less than a gallon. Angle kit. This is just a set of house-made arms and knuckles. We have a jig in the back that we cut and shut the knuckles on. I'm actually going to put this up on the lift so that we can go through under the car and take a look. You can see I have a Blitz. Wow, I'm so JDM drunk right now, everything is Blitz. This is a Bink Industries front sway bar. This is their street kit because I'm using a factory style lower control. So we have our house-made front lower control arms, extended 30 mil, dimple dyed gussets. Those are the spindles there with the spine I was talking about. This car throws a little more angle than you would think for stock knuckles, and some guys, get a little surprised when I throw it and it actually sticks. The idea with the car, with any competition car, is to make it so that it's easy to repeat, easy to fix, easy to service within reason without sacrificing any integrity to the chassis or sacrificing any reliability of the moving parts. You know, when you're building something like this, you really got to think in terms of systems, in terms of making things modular when you remove them. This is a built T56 like Franzilla from Rockland Standard Gear, and that's one of the places I didn't want to skip. This is my fuel pump, quick access. Dash 6 push lock, etc. Really simple in the back of this car. The only real trick stuff it has are these PBM rear spindles. These are Ambit FF4s. I got them for a really good deal. I bought 12 of them in one shot. Super light. I really like the style. It's an 18 by 9.5 with a 12 offset. And yeah, I have really good results with them. What happens if you hit a fake wheel on a curb?
How many pieces do you want to be in?
Okay, at a curb, hey, if you hit a real wheel on a curb,
right,
at 40 miles an hour,
right,
what happens to the real wheel?
It's probably gonna break.
If you hit a fake wheel on the curb at 80 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, what happens?
Probably gonna break.
If you hit anything hard enough, it's gonna break. All you dorks, like, you gotta run real wheels. I'm poor. We poor out here. We poor out here, son. It's gonna break. You're gonna break it. First world problems. I'm doing a lot of complaining, so I'm fortunate to have these problems, I suppose. There are a lot of guys that try to make drifting kind of their life, their lifestyle, dedicate so much of it. I don't want to detract from those guys, because that's what drifting is about, is making do with what you have, doing the best that you can with the resources available to you. And that's why I like the sport so much. I've had 8 years of prior experience on and off the track. With my own personal cars. I started drifting in a little E30 with a stock engine, just coilovers, bucket seats, stock diff even. It was a pile of junk, but I had a lot of fun, learned a lot. Low horsepower taught me everything that I knew. That stock single cam might have had 130 horsepower on the best day of its life. I've had a KA hatch, it's a dual cam KA hatch. I've had two SR cars. I think it's only two. One of which now belongs to my friend because he bought it from the guy I sold it to. Maybe we'll go over there and check it out one of these days when the weather's nice. But anyway, doing all that stuff taught me what I needed to know, and throughout that whole time, my resources have been super limited. So I was just trying to make do with what I had and drove the cars for what they were. You know, I don't try to make my stuff more than it really is. But in that same token, I see a lot of guys just trying to focus on like the hype brands and doing all these cool JDM things and get stuck in this one era of drifting is better than another and street style this and that. Like, you can say all those things, you can have those opinions, I won't take that away from you, but if you're not out there driving, it doesn't mean a lot to me whether or not you have something to say, because the truth of it is, I don't see you on grid, I don't see you out there driving your car, you're just parking it, man. Sorry. Like, I remember that early era of drifting. I was a kid when it was around, so I didn't really understand too much of what was going on, but it did influence a lot of my teenage years, you know. I took what they were doing and I interpreted it into my own style. You know, I'm not those guys. I wasn't there during that time period. The best I can do is just be myself and see what happens and have fun doing it. So for all you guys out there talking shit, drifting is drifting. If your tires are making smoke, you're out there having a good time and doing the damn thing, you're not hurting anybody in the process, that's the most important part. The point is just to have fun and not break the bank as best you can. Don't spend your money like an idiot. Be smart. Don't buy that trendy, fancy sparkle glitter shit. Come on. Spend that money instead on like a better helmet that's more comfortable if you're gonna be in it all the time.
That won't get me scene points.
Oh, he said the S word. Don't even get me started on the scene kids. A lot of y'all scene kids, watch out. Don't come in here telling me you're all about the drift life and I never see you drifting. That bothers the shit out of me. Bunch of posers. Ugh, gets me so heated. You know, it doesn't matter what you're driving or what you have or what parts you have and what you don't. It's just having fun and learning new things and experiencing new things along the way. I think that just about wraps up my machine check. Thanks, subscribe, and check me out for more. Stay tuned for the next episode.